Hello, this is Joanne Hewins from lovetocreate.typepad.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fun fold card, and it's using the Zany Zoo Suite collection. So let me show you the parts of the collections, and then I'll show you more about the card. Well, first of all, of course, you're going to have the stamp set. This is the Zany Zoo stamp set, and then we're going to add to that the Zany Zoo dies. Now, you have dies to cut out each of these shapes, and then there are some extra things, like there are curtains, and there are flowers, there are balloons, a little stool, some trees, a little tag, some really neat things in here, and we'll use a few of those today in our card. There's also some ribbon. This is the Duo ribbon combo pack, I believe is what they call it. This is petal pink, and this is lemon lime twist. Just a real cute. Both of these are just real cute and tie up nicely, especially this thinner one. And then the last thing in that sweet combo is, or sweet collection, is the paper. I'll just go through it very quickly. We have the, this is kind of animals outside and enjoying the outdoors. Here we have animals on wheels. Then we have musicians, and that's followed by, I'm thinking maybe these are some homebodies who like to do things close to home. Then we have our ballet dancers. Aren't they cute? And then this page has birthday animals. So the stamp set, well, let me go back to the dies. We'll cut out the pictures that are here that are also part of the stamp set itself. So the stamp set, the stamp set has this raccoon. Here's the raccoon on the paper, and you can cut this out on with the dies, and it's the same for the other animals that are pictured here in the stamp set. So it's really, really neat. Oh, I don't think I showed you real quickly, the back sides of this paper is all black and white. So I'll just flip through those. I'm a sucker for black and white paper. So all of those are just really cute. All right, well, let's get started on the card. This is the front, of course, and then when you flip this open, you see that it has little sections inside as well. This is called a W card because it's supposed to look a little bit like a W. Could also be an M card, I suppose. Well, let's get started on how to make this card. So I'm going to start with my base, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 5 1/2, and so I'm just going to fold that and try to match my corners really good. Because you know, when you score, these are not always perfect, and then we'll use our bone folder to embellish that. So I'll go ahead and finish up the front, and we're actually going to have 3 sheets that are 4 by 5 1/4. 2 of them are the same, and those are going to go inside, and this one will go outside. Now, before you start trying to write all these things down, I will have a blog post, or I do have a blog post that goes with this, and it will have all of the measurements as part of the post. So you'll be able to find them. So this is going to go here. And I think that's exactly the same one that I have on the sample here. So let me move these two out of the way. Now I cut a circle to go back here behind my animals, and we're going to add some Pool Party ink to this circle with using a blending brush. Now, when I was making this first one, I thought I reached behind me where I keep all of my pads and picked out the Pool Party pad, but I really had Balmy Blue. So this is Balmy Blue on this card, and we're going to do the Pool Party on this one. We'll see if it makes a big difference on that. So I'm going to get some ink on my pad, and I'm going to just kind of get a little bit of that extra off of that. Start from the outside here. And we'll just get our color on here, and we'll compare the Pool Party with the Balmy Blue. Because Balmy Blue is actually what's on the figures that we have. So you can see there is a difference. This one's a little bit more greener than that other one. So this is going to go here in the center. And let me mention to you guys that the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper is wonderful for the person who loves to fussy cut. And I'm one of those people. I love to fussy cut. So I had to cut out a lot of animals for this. And I enjoyed it. If you are not one who enjoys that, you might want to take that into account. Now, this strip is, I think, 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. And maybe about, well, I'm measuring it in centimeters, about maybe 4.5 inches or so. And I just notched the ends with that. So I'm going to glue that down. Now, a lot of times I would use dimensionals on a lot of this stuff, but today I'm not going to because there's a thickness to the card, and I don't want to add any more thickness than what we already have. So I'm going to add this. Now, this circle was cut using the Stylish Shapes dies, and I used the largest one that they have in that when I cut this out. So I'm just going to kind of add that to the center of the card, just kind of using my eyes to help me with that. And then I have already cut out the animals because I didn't think you needed to watch me cut out a bunch of stuff. I think you can cut. So let me turn all of these over. Here's my beaver, my bongo playing beaver, and one of the bears. So they're going to go like this. We'll glue that down. And then I took one of the sayings from the stamp set. Looking for the stamp set. There's 3 sayings on here. Something great to celebrate you. You're too wonderful, and happy birthday to you. And I'm going to put the you're too wonderful. So I stamped that with Memento Black. And then I cut that out again with the Stylish Shapes. I like those stitches that they have. I think it's the second smallest one that I used. So let me glue all of that on here real quick, and we'll have the front of our card. Okay, just use a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot. So I'll add him. And the animals face in different directions. And I wanted my 2, that's why I picked these 2, I wanted them facing each other. So we'll just add him there. And then we'll add our saying. And that gives us the front of the card. Now, while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do the back. No, I'm not, because I did not get a piece of white paper. So there's really nowhere in here to write. And so I thought, well, we need some white. So I'll add this to this one later. I just took a white piece, 4 by 5 1/4, and added a little frog to that. And that's all I did for the back, so it's not going to hurt you not to see that, is it? So let's start talking about the inside. One of the first things that I'm going to need is this long strip that goes through here. And I don't know if I mentioned that my base is lemon lime twist. Okay, so I have a piece of paper that is let's see, 1 3/4 inches wide and 11 inches long. So it's the same length as the card itself. So same length, and that's important. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to score this at, pull that out of the way. I'm going to score it at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, that's the halfway point, and then 8 1/4. Or what you can do is just turn this around and do 2 3/4 again. Okay, otherwise you would just need to open your trimmer and put that on 8 1/4. So whichever is easier for you to remember. So we're going to fold this in half. And then the other ends will fold back. And that's going to give us our W shape. And we want to try to make sure that that's straight. Okay, so there's our M or W shape. That's W to me. Okay, all right. And so now we want to cut our smaller pieces that will fit here. So those are, I'm going to need 4 of my lemon lime twist, and these are cut at 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to make it the shorter this way, okay? And then we're going to cut 4 pieces of designer paper. They are 2 by 2 1/2, and I'm also going to sponge those and get them at the pool party. So let me do that real quick. And I probably should have gone ahead and done 3 of those ahead of time, but I don't think it'll take all that long to do this. Are you liking the new colors that we have this year? I have to say, I'm really excited, I think, about this lemon lime twist. It has quickly become a favorite of mine, and I've used it a lot with some of the things that I've made with this Zoo Crew paper. That paper's a favorite of mine as well. Okay, so there we go with that. And we are going to glue those to our papers. I'm just going to move that up here out of the way for a minute. Okay, so we just want to center it in there. And you're going to see that this card is quite easy to make. It looks like it's a little more difficult than it is. Okay, we've got our 4. And I'm going to open this so you can kind of see how I've got everything laid out. So we're just going to kind of do that again. Okay. So I want my curtains to be over here with, there they are. And so I'm going to put the curtains on each end. Did I complete that thought? I'm not sure. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue across the top there, and I want this to be covered up, the end of it to be covered up with the curtain. So I'm going to put that even with the top, and then I'm going to add my curtain. Just putting a little bit of glue. Okay, and I just did that right along the edge there. Okay, now I'm going to pick this up and turn it to the back, and I really should have watched where I got that glue there, so I'll try to get that off a little bit later. So now I kind of want to take my curtains or pick my curtains up where I left off. So I'm going to put these across here. I'll pick that up and cut that. Okay. So we'll just continue to do the same thing. Okay. And then this will go across here. Okay, let me move that just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to put this curtain. Now it's the same die, I'm just turning it around the other way, and this time I'm going to work on maybe not getting my glue down quite so far. Okay, I still got it a little bit too far. Okay, and I usually have one of those gum erasers, but I don't have one, of course, right here. Okay, and then there's these little tie backs that we're going to add. So I'm just going to put a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of glue here and there. And I'm going to turn my take your pick. Well, no, I don't need to turn it actually. But I'll use this end. I'm going to pick this up. Kind of put that there where I think it needs to go. I'm afraid I probably have too much glue on this other side. So now all I have to do is glue my animals on, and I told you again that I already have those cut out. So let me move these over just a little. And on this one I had that beaver again. So we'll add him or her. Okay, and this next one I've got, what is that? For some reason I want to say aardvark, but I have no idea, to tell you the truth. So we'll put him here. And we'll put our turtle. Now this turtle is one that I could have cut out with a die from the stamp set, but I got into cutting so much I forgot about that one having a die, so I just cut that out. And then we'll add our bear. Here. And then lastly, I've got my frogs. Sorry, frogs. Now, the frogs are the only ones that you can cut. They have two of them facing in opposite directions. So I put those together for that reason. And this last frog is the one that I had cut for the bottom. And I'm going to put him up just a little bit so they don't have dueling flutes on there. So let me move him. And I am going to add these to our W. So I'm just going to set that like that for right now. And I'm going to put glue just kind of in the center and add that. In fact, I'm going to lay this, I'm going to actually move this a little bit. I'm going to lay this on my grid paper. I'm just going to use that center line right there and use that to help me to get these straight. So the next one I'm going to put on is this one. Put that in the center. I'm going to make sure that that's on that line right there. And I'm going to make sure that this one goes just above this line. That's what that one is. And then you want to center it between the folds. Okay, so again, I'm going to put that on that line. And then this is going to go just up a little bit. There you go. And then we're ready for this last one. And again, I want them to be straight on there. So I'm going to lay that there. And then this will go about right there. Okay. Now again, the only problem I have here is where I have these few pieces of glue there. And I don't think it will actually be much of a problem because those are stationary anyway, so it won't be a problem. Okay, let me pull in this. These will be closed like this. So what I'm going to do is put this in the card right here, and I want to put it in the center. So I'm going to count my boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to kind of put that in between there, and I'm going to know that this line right here is where the center is. So I'm going to put glue on the back of the W right there. And I'm going to put this here so that it's, well, it's actually not quite in the center, but pretty good. And I'm going to lay this down. I want to make sure that it looks pretty straight. Does that look pretty good? You know what? I have made a mistake. I'm going to pull that off. I'm so glad I caught that. We're going to add these background pieces in first. So we're okay. We haven't made a mistake yet. Or a lasting mistake. So this is going to go here. And this isn't the same paper I used back there, but this will be fine. Ooh, I was very happy that I didn't make that mistake. Okay, so this one will go here. Now when I cut this out, I cut it across with these being on the same row. And you can see my waves or whatever those are, my designs kind of line up a little bit and look like they're continuing to go across. And that's kind of what I wanted. Okay, I'm going to try again. Okay, I think that's probably the halfway. I'm going to put a little bit more glue on here. Were any of you out there saying, no, 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 don't do that? Okay, so now we're going to put that there. We want that to be straight. And we can tell kind of by the lines here if it's straight or not. And so you might be wondering, how am I going to know what to do? But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to close everything up like that. I'm going to put glue here. I think this is like magic. And then I'm just going to shut the card. And there we are. They're all exactly where they need to be. So that's actually the card except for the back, and I think you're capable of doing that on your own. So here's the front and our little backs. Oh, there's one other little thing that I haven't put on there, and that is the Celebrate You. Now that is part of the saying up here, something great to celebrate you. And I just thought, well, Celebrate You sounds like a good one. So I stamped that on here, and we're just going to cut across the top of that. Now I also could use a trimmer to cut that, and I think that's what I did with that one. But I think with this one, we'll just use our snips, our paper snips. Our paper snips are wonderful. And you know what? I was getting ready to use the something great instead of the Celebrate You. And I have almost cut off the U. But we'll use that. I don't have another one stamped. And I might go back and fix that. Okay, so we're going to, again, we're not using any dimensionals because we want to keep this card as thin as we can. And I'm trying not to put much glue on there, just a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Celebrate You. Now, what do you think? Here's the pool party with the pool party and the accordion. And here's the balmy blue with the pool party accordion. Do you think it makes a lot of difference? Is this one a lot better? It really is better. I don't know if it's a lot better or not. Do you think somebody would notice? I don't know. But here we are. We've got this one and this one. Let me pull that W out. than that W out there. I thought it felt like it folded kind of funny. So there you are. This is a W fold, not hard at all. Again, on my on the description of this video, I'll have the link to my blog post, but you'll find it on lovetocreate.typepad.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I do sell supplies, and if there's any way I can help you, I would love to do so. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.